Well, welcome to the first JunkMan's Adventures live stream. I hope to see you in here. Well, this is the first time I've ever done this, so hopefully you're seeing some pretty steady video or at least good audio. We'll see how my internet connection holds out. I was doing some testing leading up here and it's kind of dipping up and down. But if some people are in the chat, if you want to start chatting to me, that would be great. But otherwise, I'm just going to start into some topics I kind of wanted to discuss here. And first, I was going to start off with something because I'm a motocross fan. I think most of you heard it was yesterday or today. I can't remember when it was released. Ryan Dungey, he cracked his vertebrae at Thunder Valley in a crash. And I don't know why it took them so long to release that. I suppose in and out of the hospital and such, and just probably trying to figure out how the PR should go. But I'm kind of bummed about that. I mean, he's one of my favorite riders, but I have a lot of favorite riders in the field this year. But it's kind of hard to choose between them all. But I was really looking forward to a hard fight between Dungey and Roczen, and with Dungey going to be out for at least a couple of weeks. I mean, it sounds like he'll come back, but I think it said 6 weeks or something. But we all know that he's just not going to come back as strong, more than likely. So it's kind of up to some of the other guys to get up in there, and I don't know if Tomac can get up in there. Kennard, maybe Anderson. I'm not sure. I'd like to see that. I mean, Tomac's kind of finding his stride, but I don't know. Roczen either coming off a Supercross or something, he just looks fast, and him and Dungey were just out of this world. And I was really looking for a back and forth and seeing if Roczen could match Dungey's consistency with Tomac, Kennard, Anderson. They do well, but they just aren't always as consistent. So as far as a title fight, I mean, it's early in the season. Anything can happen. There's 24 total motos, and we're only through 6 of them. So, I mean, anything can happen, obviously. But a little bummed about that. Of course, I'm going to keep watching because I like that. But that's kind of some sad news. But as we get some people in the stream here, I just wanted to kind of open with some of that kind of news, news that interests me, and that's motocross. So I do see we have a few people in the chat here, and I see Honda ATC rider 123. Are you going to be uploading more dirt bike related videos soon? Yeah, I will. My channel's always been, and I'm going to get into that later in the stream, but my channel's always been just kind of whatever I want, whatever I'm feeling. But yes, I do have some, and I'm hoping to do some collaboration with a few motor vloggers that are in my area here, kind of working that out. And maybe, like I said, if this live stream goes well, I'm hoping you're seeing smooth video here. I hope to have them actually in the garage here, and we kind of have a discussion, and we'll and see that. So if you're interested in that should be coming soon. And XX Gunslinger, hi to you. Hey, there's a little bit of a lag here, so bear with me. Thanks, Tom. Video's looking good. Okay, good. I'm glad it is. Forster K says Tomac's more of an outdoors rider. Yeah, he is. So that's why I'm hoping maybe he can match Roczen in that. Hey, Josh, nice to see you there. Good. I'm glad it is a good quality for you, especially on a mobile device. Yeah, you guys out there, I posted this when I was kind of promoting the stream. Works on mobile and should work everywhere. Should work on my website, embedded player and everything. Great. Let me back right up here. Honda ATC Rider 123. If you will be picking up, if so, will you be picking up any new bikes? I've been trying to tone that down. No, no is the short answer. But I do have some other projects that I want to get started on, and you might be seeing those in the future. Like I said, with some of these other vloggers that I want to get maybe on the channel in at least a collaboration video, might want to kind of do a deal where they talk about their bikes. So that might be something you might be interested in. So I'm hoping to do that coming up here. Yeah, well, like I said, we got a few people in the stream here. Like I said, first stream, it's kind of, you know, gonna be touch and go here. Hopefully my internet holds up. But kind of next thing after kind of the motocross, you know, we'll see how that all shapes up. But let's see, what else did I do this week? Actually, if you're a regular visitor to my channel, you've seen I just recently posted a video which is more of a farming video. So some of my subscribers out there are into farming and agriculture, and that was a video I put up. It should be self-explanatory, but replacing or removing, because it was leaking, one of the big tractors on the farm, a huge radiator, has a bunch of cores, and they're separated by some rubber gaskets in there. And one of the rubber gaskets was leaking, and it's something a radiator shop has to do because they got to take the tanks apart, and then plus just boiling it out. But you know, that radiator is probably 350, 400 pounds or something, so we had to use a big outdoor type forklift to take that out. That video shows the whole thing. I was using my video goggles. I wish the sound was a little better on that, but it worked out okay. You know, I'm still playing with my wearable camera. It's kind of more of a novelty. Kind of got the idea from another YouTuber who uses it. See somebody in the chat here, ex-gunslinger, says, this is my first time watching a stream. Well, I thank you. I thank you for being in here. I thank you for being a subscriber if you are. This probably isn't the best first live stream to ever watch, but I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. What else? Well, I guess since you're pretty engaging, what else would you like to know? Ask me any more questions would you like. But I'll continue with my story here. But we took that out, and it's kind of awkward. I mean, it was easy, but then kind of awkward because kind of had to lay it down and then to get it into the pickup, and then it'll be probably a couple weeks before the radiator shop has that probably fixed, and then have to just kind of reverse it, and it'll slide down in. A lot of the work is mostly taking off the body work, the hood, and then there's also the intercooler for the turbos, and there's also the transmission cooler, because that tractor has what would kind of be a selectable automatic transmission. I mean, uses hydraulic fluid, so you need to keep that cool. So there's a lot of stuff in front of it to get this simple part out. If you've ever done one in a car, you kind of know what I mean. Just, you know, figure it as a larger project. So, you know, head on over to my channel after the stream and check that out. I think some of you guys, maybe even if you're here for the motorcycle stuff, might enjoy that. Just shows kind of the diversity of the things that I do, and you know, some of them, you know, I don't just work on motorcycles. I work on a lot of other things too. That's why you see a variety of videos on my channel here. Excellent gunslinger. Like I said, I thought I recognized that name. I mean, I did this as a 4,000 subscriber kind of thank you video. At 2,000 subscribers, I made my Draw My Life video, which I kind of got the idea. It was kind of a fad on YouTube. Of course, I kind of came in late, which I'll kind of get to that, and maybe I'll segue into that right now. I'm kind of behind the curve when it comes to things like this on YouTube. But, you know, that's where I used a marker board and kind of drew it out. And a lot of people kind of like that, and it's gotten a lot of views. And I missed the 3,000 subscribers. I just wasn't paying attention. And I just said, okay, 4,000 subscriber, what can I do? And I've been approved for live streaming. You have to have, I believe it's like 1,000 subscribers to even be able to do what I'm doing. And then also I kind of needed some equipment, and I hadn't really looked into it. Obviously, microphone here, a decent webcam. I mean, this is a cheap webcam, but decent. Good enough computer, which is not necessarily has to be high-end, but I found I had to actually have a wired connection to this. Couldn't do it over wireless. But and then I decided, well, let's do this. When I get to the 4,000, I'll do some testing and I'll set this up. And it seems like from you guys in the chat, it seems like it's working pretty good. And hopefully you're not getting too much buffering or too much lag and choppiness with this. But that kind of segues into really kind of what I wanted to talk about, unless I start getting some other different questions in the chat here about anything. You can ask me anything. That's why this is an AMA. But I kind of wanted to start off with the beginnings of when I started making videos, not just here on YouTube, but just I've been doing this a long time, not professionally or anything, but I've been making videos since I was about 12, 13, somewhere in there. And you're probably seeing something in the camera here, and a tail flicking by. It's one of my cats. Actually, this is my wife's cat. My cat has nothing to do with the garage out here when I'm out here, because this is where they go out to sleep. And she's walking around the desk here. So let's hang on to you here. See how long you'll last. But yeah, say hi to the kitty. Her name's Anna. Like I said, it's my wife's cat. I'll put you down. I was hoping she'd come out here actually so I could show you guys. Just because this cat, getting sidetracked here, burying the lead, I guess. But this cat loves to be out here when I'm working on stuff. Actually, can kind of be a nuisance. When I'm in the car, she'll crawl into the fender wells and just lay there while I work on the top of the engine. Or if I'm working on my motorcycles back here, she'll lay on the seat and kind of look and watch my hand. Good thing is, when you drop a socket or a bolt or something, she chases after it. I wish she'd retrieve it, but she doesn't. She doesn't do that well. But at least I know in the general direction where that bolt or socket went when I drop it on the floor. Oh, I'm seeing a gunslinger. Okay, I'll postpone my story here. Do you know how to wire a 125cc ATV? Yes and no. It kind of depends. It's a pretty generic question, but I do have some basic wiring diagrams on my website in the service manual page. So if you go to just the main page, and on the top navigation bar, if you go over to more and hover on that, you'll go down to service manuals. Plus there's also links to it on all the other pages. You'll find them. And there, it's not going to give you the entire wiring diagram, because I'm assuming you're talking about those kind of Chinese or off-brand ATVs, and you know, there's so many out there it's hard to know. But you know, the basic ignition wiring, there is a diagram for that, how to wire the CDI, also your stator and everything. And it'll also diagram a little bit on the lighting coil and stuff if you're going to charge for a battery and things. It's pretty simple actually. You can identify your coil by how many pins and prongs it has, and it's easier if you just go to my website, www.TheJunkManADV.com, and then find the service manual page, and there'll be a graphic. You can click on it, makes it bigger and everything, and I think that might actually help you out there. And of course, I have comments. I have a comments section on every page on my website, and you can always go down there and post your question there. And I usually get to them pretty quick, within the day, sometimes within the hour. I don't always have time to get to them that fast. Just kind of depends on what time of day and what my workload is with other things. I do have a regular job. This is a hobby, mind you. So, you know, don't expect a lot. But, you know, you can always message me in the comments on my website. You don't need to register. It uses a commenting platform called Discuss, and you can comment anonymously. You can use Google+, Facebook, Twitter, maybe a couple others to sign in if you'd like. but you don't have to do that. All you have to do is provide a name. You can make up anything. You don't have to use your real name. And an email address. You could fake that too, because I don't use them, but it's required for the system. But yeah. Oh, I see. 14. So just barely old enough to be on YouTube here, kind of. Technically, I think it's 13 when you in the TOS, but no matter. Like I said, go to my website. I have all that kind of laid out in there, and it should be self-explanatory. You just go slow, kind of logically think it out here. Now, kind of jumping back up here. Best of my old videos involve firing a motorcycle. Yeah, that is an old video. You guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go to my channel. You can find that. It's actually one of my friends, high school friends, doing that. And I'm usually behind the camera in those old videos. So I was, if I jump the pit, generally nobody gets it on film. But in that case, that was a friend of mine. But yeah, that's an old video recorded on, like going back to my the olden days. That was recorded on, which camera was that? I think it was, I know it was an analog camera, but I think that was VHS-C. Or was that on mini DV? Nope, VHS-C. So VHS compact. So think of your old VHS tape. Well, they made a compact version that you need an adapter to run in an actual VHS player. It was a little bit higher quality than standard VHS, so that's why I liked it. But yeah, that's an old video there. Let's see. Wow, getting a few in here. How did you... okay, Noster. Oh, thanks for joining in here. Are you a subscriber? I hope you are. If not, hit subscribe. How did you start off working on bikes and cars? If you were to start again, how would you tackle getting tools and skills? I'm fixing up a 71 Honda 125 myself, age 16. Oh, great. I started young. Arguably younger than you, but yeah, young, your age or slightly younger. I mean, obviously I grew up on a farm, and my dad was a big influence in my mechanical aptitudes. Obviously, he was mechanically inclined. Obviously, being on a farm, family farm, and not much money, save money by working on your own stuff, learned it as I went. I mean, obviously my dad was a big help in that, and I thanked him in many of videos about that, but he was one of the main reasons. So, but I understand not everybody can have that kind of upbringing, so I was a little privileged in that sense. So for you, what I'd say is just dive in, get some books, get a manual, get the service manual for that bike that you're working on, because it's going to have everything you need in there. But just read up, ask a lot of questions. There's no stupid questions. You can ask me, but go to forums. There's specialty forums just for that. I'm guessing in 71, is that an SL 125? Please respond back in the chat if that's what it is. Is it an SL or an XL in 71? Or maybe it's a CL, or is it the twin? But anyways, as far as that, yeah, like I said, get the manual for whatever you're working on. If you were to start again, how would you tackle getting tools and skills? Basically that. I'd start with the manuals. I'd get some books that kind of talk about subjects like that. Obviously, in this day and age with the internet, Google is your friend. And just be humble about it. Don't try to know everything. I've said many a times in my videos, I'm not an expert, but I do have a lot of experience, and I fail a lot sometimes too. So as far as the tools, that's a touchy subject. People say, oh, you got to have the name brand, the Snap-ons, the Matcos, and things like that. And believe me, they're good tools. But if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of money, the tool store, i.e. like Harbor Freight, or if you don't have one near you, even the ones at the parts store and things, those can get you by until you can get better quality tools or find out what quality you need for what you want. Actually, right off camera here, I have a lot of Craftsman tools, mostly because my dad gave them to me long time ago. Back when Craftsman was a name that was well respected. It's kind of gone down to dumpers, but and obviously you might not have family that will give you a set of tools, so you're gonna have to buy your own. So just save up and do that. And like I said, the cheap stuff is fine to get started with, especially like with your combination wrenches and things, especially with motorcycles and ATVs and things. You're not going to be putting a lot of torque on those, so chances are you won't break them. Invest in a good socket set and ratchet. The extensions can be on the cheaper side, the tool store brand, things like that. And other tools that you don't use that often, screwdrivers and things, you can buy the tool store brand until you start breaking them and then replace them with a better quality unit. That's generally how I do it. I start off, if it's not a frequently used tool, I'll buy the cheap one, and then if I seem to break it real quick or on something I didn't think it should break on, then that's when I start buying more quality. So, I guess that kind of answers your question there. Gunslinger says, I want to be a personal ATV, quads, or dirt bike mechanic. How do you suggest I start? Well, first, let's see, you're 14, so finish school first. Finish high school and go to college. There's plenty of good tech schools. I would recommend that. I don't have a preference, but choose one that's in it. Now, I will tell you, you're not going to start off making a lot of money doing this, regardless of what they say. But that's not to discourage you, but just keep your expectations modest as far as your lifestyle initially. But definitely got to finish school. Do well in math if you can, or work hard in math. You'd be surprised, but there is a lot of kind of geometric and math kind of things that you'll get into with working on, especially if you want to get into the high performance stuff that I work on. If you watch some of my other videos, I'm taking measurements of things, and you got to do some simple additions and subtractions and maybe a little bit of algebra to figure things out. But work with your hands all the time. Always be curious. That's something that you can't learn. You either are or you kind of aren't. But just always be curious about things. Think about how things work. Take a look at something and try to figure it out. Maybe buy a junk lawnmower for sometimes you can get those for free, and see if you can make it run, because the parts to fix those and replace them are cheap. We're talking like piston and rings can be had for $15 or something. So do that. If you've never worked on anything anymore, start with things like that. And you can buy manuals, watch YouTube videos, and go through it. But yes, go to school. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Wood and Metal Workshop. Hey, I recognize you from the Garage Journal. Thank you. And yes, thank you for 4K. Hey, I hope you get to grow as big as I've gotten, and I'm not big by any stretch of the imagination. But Liam Orrs, hope I'm saying that right. What school did you graduate from? In college, I went the traditional 4-year route. I actually didn't go to school for mechanics or motorcycle repair. I went to the University of Nebraska at Kearney. UNK is what it's called. It's a university system 4-year program. Went for a degree in industrial distribution and technical sales, and I guess to reveal, that's my day job. I work in distribution, but specifically also troubleshooting and product support in manufacturing, everything from woodworking to metalworking, metal fab, machining, all kinds of abrasives, specialty adhesives, a lot of neat stuff that I get to work on. Yes, it's kind of a desk job, but I do get to go on site at some of these huge factories and things, and they have a unique challenge, unique machining operation or something. We get into the get into the aerospace stuff, and I kind of do product recommendations for, like I said, grinding, different abrasives, tapes, and adhesives and things, different ways to fasten things without using fasteners. So that's my day job, and that's where I graduated. But some people find that a little odd when they see what my hobbies are and how invested I am in doing this on YouTube, and they find out that I don't do that for a living. And I kind of like to keep my hobbies separate from what I do for a living, which is, some people say that old adage, what is it? You guys will get it before I do. You do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life or something. I'm saying it wrong. But I decided to do something totally different than what I love, and that's why I fulfill both sides. My creative side, here in the shop, building things, repairing things, fixing things, hopping things up, and then on the other side, troubleshooting and working with people and working with engineers and things of that nature. So I get a kick out of it. Nice shirt. Where did you get it? Actually, I got this made up by my sister, who is a graphic designer, which she actually has a website, Jody Ritchie Design, and she actually makes all my logos and my splash page and everything like that. I do my website work, but she's made most of the graphics for that, so she's very good at it, and made this graphic and then had it put on a T-shirt. So let's see here. Noster. Oh, it's an SL. Okay, a 1971 SL 125. I wondered. That's a nice bike. I'd appreciate it if you would say post a picture of it in the comments. You can go to like my Barn Fresh page and put it in there. I'd love to see it. Let's see. And Gunslinger says here, my dad had an old 33cc weed whacker that didn't run, and I got it running by myself. No website. Hey, there you go. You asked me how do you get into it? Well, doing that. I mean, you probably got a great sense of accomplishment, and that's what I like doing here. This live stream is part of this. Never done it before, but I'm having a good time. I think I'm going to do it again, actually. But good for you. Good for you. Actually, I just recently had a video. It's too bad you beat me to the punch on that. I just had a recent video about replacing the primer bulb and the fuel lines, which is the common reason those weed whackers, those little two-stroke engines in outdoor power equipment don't run, is the fuel lines rot off. Liam Oz, cool. I dropped out from college in Boston and currently studying an MMI in Phoenix. A lot of parts we work on are broken, but it's fun. There you go. You sometimes you have to make a change in your situation, and do what you love. Do what you love. Like I said, there's no wrong. Life. There's no wrong way to go about life. I mean, you can make good decisions and bad decisions and okay decisions and whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're satisfied and happy, that's all that really matters. And Gunslinger says here, why are Chinese people so stupid about ATVs? I wouldn't say they're stupid about ATVs. And I'm assuming you're talking about those import. That market, those kind of machines, it's interesting. They're using old designs, either copy designs, and some of them actually have the legitimate kind of copyright. I'm not sure what they call it over there, but to build engines for Honda clones, and a lot of the part of the world they're a clone of an old 50cc Honda horizontal engine, and then they've increased the bores. Actually, something that most people don't know, a lot of Honda's generators and engines for the generators are actually made by a company, Jialing, I'm probably saying that wrong, in China for Honda, and they have a partnership, so they can kind of build those. I wouldn't say they're stupid about ATVs. The thing is, they come over here in crates, and it's up to the consumer to put them together. Whereas you'd be amazed if you saw crated up ATVs and motorcycles coming into Japanese dealerships like a Honda or Yamaha, whatever, Kawasaki, that there's missing bolts, there's stuff that isn't tight. But that's what the dealer prep is, and that's part of what you sometimes pay in that dealer prep fee, is to make sure all that stuff's taken care of. When you're putting it together yourself, it's up to you to go do that. Well, if you just slap it together and then start it up, yeah, you're probably going to have problems, because that doesn't necessarily mean that everything was completely checked out. That's why I have an article all about this on my website. I wrote about it. I used to write for ATV Magazine before it went out of business in 2010, and I wrote an article in the magazine, and it was also posted on their blog. And it's up on my website. I kind of archived it there, and I kind of talk about it. Liam, or guys, is actually, I'm Chinese. See, and I'm not. Yeah, I don't think the Chinese are stupid. It's more. You just got to set the machines up. You got to set the machines up properly before you even try and start them. I mean, like I said, the Japanese machines are like that too. Even like automobiles, cars. That's part of what that dealer prep fee is, because they can come in with some things, a trim piece not bolted on just right, and things of that nature. Some of that's taken care of. So, no, I mean, honestly, I'm not a Chinese machine hater like like a lot of people like to be. I've had great luck with the machines, and actually parts, they interchange, and if you just take care of them like anything else, they run just fine. And it's a big market over there, and boy, they can sure make stuff inexpensive, and in general, you get a lot of light. I'll tell you, this webcam I'm using is made in China, but golly, for the price, it works really good, and it'll probably last years. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Everybody has their opinion about those machines. I don't get too polarized on either side. It's just when you buy them, you're buying them in a crate, and you got to set them up yourself. And if you're not mechanically inclined a little bit to look them over, then you're going to have problems. But if you are, you're generally not going to have any problems. Let's see, Josh says, Korea has some close to the real thing Harley knockoffs. Actually, those are probably legit Harleys, because I know that they had opened up just a couple years ago, well, maybe more like 5 years ago now, 5 or more years ago. They actually were doing a big push over there. So actually, those are probably genuine, actually. Thanks for correcting me, Liam. Yeah, Jialing is the name of the company. Yep. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I knew what you meant. Let's see, the Strawberry Moose. Are you going to follow up on the Bridgestone bike yet? Yes, that one's kind of got sidetracked just because it's got plated cylinder. One of the pistons is stuck in there, and I got to source the parts first, and I kind of lost a little interest in it, unfortunately. And I don't know what. I can't even tell you why I lost interest, at least at this time. I'll get to it. I do want to get that going, because it's a rotary valve twin, just like my 68 Kawasaki Avenger, 350. This is the 200. So it'll be very similar, and actually it competed probably side by side with it pretty well when it was new. Let's see. Okay, Forster K. Do you have any projects that you wish to go back and do differently, or will be revisiting? Yes, actually, that my F9 project. You saw it run in the video, and I just need to take the time to actually take the video camera too, and get me riding it. But there's some other modifications that I still want to do to that thing. Things like I want to put some cartridge emulators in the forks. Do a comparison of that. What else? Let's see. Well, I ported the cylinder, so I don't need to do that. And do some adjusting of the rear shocks and things. But yeah, that's one. Just just haven't got really, really. Truth be told, it's a lot of work to make a video or a good video. You set everything up. You don't do much writing actually when you're making these videos, and I guess it's revisiting. I want to revisit that one, and if I could even enter a vintage race and try to film it, that'd be even more challenging. But I can't tell you when that'll happen, but that's something that I want to do. Let's see, going down the chat here. Let's see. I understand the motorcycle industry in China sucks. People are not allowed to ride. Really? Okay, that's news to me, Liam. You can't ride the motorcycle. You can't ride motorcycles in the cities. I mean, I know it's probably kind of congested. I mean, I probably have my stereotypes, so forgive me for that. But I can't believe that's I mean, at least scooters. But really, let's see. And then gunslingers do not last long. Yes and no on that. It all depends on how you take care of them. I got some Chinese pit bikes, which I have videos of and everything. Bought back in 2006. Still running. And actually, I've done some modifications to them, and I've raced those and really kind of put them through the paces. I don't know if I agree with that so much. If you take care of them, change the oil and watch things. I can't say I haven't broken anything, but usually when I break something, that's because I crashed. Oh yes, the cat. Well, probably out of frame now, but the cat's back in the picture there. Yeah, and going to Liam's question or comment there, you get what you pay for. Yes, that's true. Things like grips and control cables and other things like that can be a little fragile, such. But there's universal ones out there you can swap out for. But yeah, but Liam, I kind of want to know about this. No motorcycles in Chinese cities. Is that really true? I don't want to question you, but I find that hard to believe, I guess. But well, anyway, let's circle back around to kind of how I got started here in my videos. Making videos. Like I said, I started around when I was 12, 13 or so, using actually an old 8mm camera, film camera, Super 8, no sound, and I made, well, just pointed at about anything, and I and took took video or film of a lot of different things. And then also I found out you could do take frame by frame, so I started making little stop motion stuff, and I have all this in my archives, and some of that I'd like to put up. I guess some of it's pretty bad, but there's a couple things that considering my age, I think are actually pretty good. Limit there with the film is 3 minutes though, and so you'd have to shoot 3 minutes at a time, and then films, and then if you want to make longer, you'd have to splice the film together and all that. I never did that, but I do have a film splicing machine and everything for cutting and doing that. Anyway, I really kind of got my start doing that. Then one Christmas we got a video camera, got that VHS-C camera, and then instant playback. I mean, that was a game changer. Could watch instantly what you did, and if I didn't like it, just tape over it, kind of thing. And that's unfortunate because I did tape over probably some funny stuff, but that was because tape was kind of expensive and hard to get, especially even in my era. But I still have a lot. I should have brought the box of tapes out here, but I probably have at least 20, 25 of those tapes, and on SP think they're 2 hours, and then the LP is 6 hours. But I think I mostly recorded in SP because I wanted the highest quality. Not that it mattered, but it also had some audio dubbing and video dubbing features, so I was able to do some in-camera editing and things with that. And some of my farming in Nebraska, actually all of my farming in Nebraska video, the first one, the original one, and I got some commentary. I kind of talked in depth about it. I filmed all of that when I was 13, 14, with the intention of making the video I ended up making, but not till, 15 years later when I was in college. Or no, I was just out of college and I got my first computer. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself, because I went to college, like I said, and I had some roommates that were into video editing. They were into gaming too, PC gaming and things. So they had hopped up rigs, and they had video capture cards and TV tuner cards, which were a new thing back then. That was pretty new. I mean, those cards were probably like $400 or $500 at the time. Well, maybe not quite that much, but that's in late 90s dollars. And anyways, they could capture analog video and convert it to digital. So fortunately, he had hard drives galore, and he allowed me to import all this, and then I edited it using the same editing program I'm still using now. It was before Sony bought it out. It was Vegas Video 3.0. And then Sony bought it out, and it's called called Sony Vegas. It was originally made by Sonic Foundry, and now it's Sony Vegas. And so 3.0. So and that was non-linear editing, so I could cut and paste, put graphics, and do all this fancy, well, at the time, what I thought was real fancy stuff. And so I did a lot of that. Some of my first motorcycle videos that have some complicated editing was done with his machine, and then the DVD burners were still pretty expensive at the time, so I actually exported it onto VHS and then burned it to a data disc. So I had physical files, but I also had VHSs, made it for my friends and whatnot. And then it wasn't till then that camera hang on, getting ahead of myself. Then I was backing up, kind of get backed up. Then I got my mini DV camera, which is digital tape. It's still a tape, but it's a little digital tape cassette. So a little bit better for video conversion. You could do it over FireWire at the time, which that standard's pretty much obsolete now. And I did a lot of my motorcycle filming on that stuff, so I have those all on digital tape. Caveat there is, an hour's worth of video takes an hour's worth of time to transfer, because it's a 1-to-1 uncompressed format, which is nice for quality's sake. I mean, it's not HD, but it's broadcast TV quality. And anyways, so I converted that when I first got my first computer, and like I said, then I got whatever current video editing program. I think it was Vegas 7.0, I think. 7.0 or 8. I think 7. I think 7. And then I started editing from there. And then I uploaded first to a site called Putfile. This was before YouTube existed. And just to share them with my family. Well, I found on a forum, somebody mentioned YouTube, and so I just Googled YouTube, and it came up. And this was in, probably in November or something of 2005. YouTube had only been online for the public since, I think, September, and they opened up the servers, I think, back in April. So, and I made my account shortly thereafter. So just to upload these couple of videos, especially my farming in Nebraska, so my friends and family could watch it, and it started getting some crazy views. And I was like, geez. So, at the time I was thinking, so like 15,000, 20,000 people have seen this? I just didn't believe it. And but I didn't know really how to maximize YouTube, and I still really don't. And that's why I'm over 10 years now and still at only 4,000, ticking over 4,000 subscribers. When some of those people they're definitely in the millions by now. But let's check the chat out here. How long am I going to keep this going? Probably another 15 minutes. I should have said that at the beginning. Shooting for about an hour here. I think that's good. So yeah, maybe another 15 minutes here. I'm getting a lot of good interaction from a couple of you guys out here. And will your live stream be something you will do soon on a regular basis? Yeah, I think so. I mean, you guys are saying the quality of the stream is good, which is kind of funny because I'm just looking at some of the the kind of messages I'm getting from the back end part of YouTube here, and it's saying stream status is bad. Primary stream. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth stream. As such, viewers will experience buffering. So, well, I'm sorry about that. That's either my internet connection or I still don't have my broadcasting software up to snuff or something. It'll get better, guys. It'll get better. If it's buffering for you, hopefully it'll get better. And you know what? This might be a heavy internet traffic time for my area. Even though I'm on cable, I know my speeds go up, and my upload speed is probably the hindrance here. But yes, I think I will. I don't know what a schedule will be. It'll probably be a little bit before the next one. But I'll set it up like this event, so then people will get notifications and I'll have it out there. Although I can stream live at any given time, and I've got some ideas maybe of doing, say, maybe a live stream of a project or something here. You know, it would be hard for me to watch the chat, but maybe I could work on something like you see behind me and check over and just kind of commentate as I go, and maybe people would enjoy that. Let's see here. AMA Pro. Very nice to watch you live. This is awesome, but I gotta go out to work. Well, well, good. I hope you're. Before you go, if you're still in there, what are you working on? What are you working on? I'd like to know. But yeah, I think we'll be wrapping this up in another maybe 10 minutes here or something. I guess I didn't look at my analytics. My goal for this stream was to get 12 people in here, and well, it says I got 5 in right now, but it says I had up to looks like 10, so I almost made it, which, hey, you know, it's first time for everything. I'm glad you guys are getting some good streaming. I could share my screen, but it'd be kind of hard to change it, and I'd show you. According to YouTube, it says it's bad. But hopefully the sound is good and it's not too herky-jerky. Yeah, got 60 again here, and got some good input from the chat. So, all right. Well, anyway, back to my story about YouTube and everything. So I started putting things up on there, but I just put things up sporadic, and like I said, wasn't looking to do any more than have it up there. You know, I didn't have any way to share them. Occasionally, okay, yeah, you're working on your bike, but which? Oh yeah, that's right. You're going to work on your bike. Well, good luck. Like I said, post a picture on my website of that, Liam. I'd appreciate it. I'd like to see what you're working on, and don't hesitate to ask any questions. That's why I do, in a roundabout way. That's what I ended up doing with my YouTube channel. I kind of just was putting up videos, and then I decided I was heavily active on different motorcycle-specific forums, and I decided, you know, some of this would communicate better through video rather than, you know, typing out all the time. And so I decided to make some how-to videos, and they're, you know, they're time-consuming to make, and that's kind of why I haven't done some very recently, or at least high-quality ones. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of what the YouTube channel sort of turned into, and then also just to do some other thing. Okay, Liam. Oh, you have a 2014 Yamaha R1. It's time to change the oil and coolant. Good job. Yeah, that's about, especially the coolant. I like to change the coolant in my bikes. Every 2 to 3 years, because the electrolysis can degrade the insides of the engine because it's all aluminum in there. So no, good for you. But I don't envy you having to remove some of the body work that you're going to have to do for the to get at least for the radiator. The oil will be easy. It's easy to get to, but the draining the coolant might be a little bit more involved. And let's see here. Yeah, in Phoenix. Yeah, I've changed planes in Phoenix, and when I did that, we were on I was on a little puddle jumper, and so we couldn't go up to the terminal, and walked out the door, and it was like whoosh, just the heat just hit you. I mean, so yeah, I understand a little bit of Phoenix. It's a dry heat, which is kind of what I have here where I'm at too. But Gunslinger says, can you make money with YouTube? Yes, you can. It ain't easy. You waste a lot of time trying. But yes, in a single word, yes, you can. Yeah, I don't think it's a secret, but if you didn't know, I do make a little bit off my YouTube channel here. It's all purely off ads. I could enable fan funding, and I haven't. I've been going back and forth on that. Maybe you guys let me know if you think I ought to do that. But I've been enabled for a while. And people since way back in like 2006 have said, hey, you should have on your website, you should have a PayPal donate button. I'd love to donate, $1 or $2 just because you helped me out or something. And it's like, I do this for free. And I get a little revenue from passive advertising. But if you use ad blocker, then I don't get any I don't get an ad impression and don't make any money off of that view. But that's okay. I mean, like I said, it could, for me, it could never be a job. There are people on YouTube that make it a job, but it's like this, up and down, up and down. And Josh says Patreon. Yes, Patreon's another which has just come in to its own in the last 2-3 years. There is fan funding directly here on YouTube as well. They originally kind of called it the tip jar, but now they just call it fan funding. And I could have it so there would be a little button in the chat here, and you'd be able to punch and give me $1 or something. But like I said, you guys kind of let me know on that if you think I ought to do that. I don't know. I don't need the money, from this. I'm doing it because I love to do this. But some people, fan funding of your favorite content creators is something that's really coming into its own right now. Same with like the YouTube Red subscription system, which is a little different, but I actually do see a teensy amount. Like if a YouTube Red subscriber watches my videos, they don't see an ad, but it registers that it was a YouTube Red subscriber, so I'll get a half a cent or something like that. I mean, it's very little money per view kind of thing, unless you're getting the the PewDiePie kind of views. And I hate to use that name, but that's somebody most people know on this channel. And Gunslinger says you have a channel. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check you out. Do you have any videos up on there? Because I'll check them out. But you have to be invited into the partner program, and you can kind of set it up. But until you get some consistent views and watch time, and it gets crazy. And that's really why I don't focus on it, because you can go crazy trying to build your audience and maximize the time people are watching a video, and then that increases the relevancy of the ad, and this and that and the other, and then doing sponsored videos or having affiliate links, which I do on my website, Rocky Mountain ATV and Motorsport. So if you buy something, if you need to buy something from Rocky Mountain ATV, click through my link, and I'll get a little commission off the sale. It ain't much, but it's something. I also run some ads on my site, and that's all to just support, the little bit of hosting and the domain registration. But like I said, it's It's nothing to get rich off of. I have 3 vids and I'm not good. You got to start. I started with 3 videos that I didn't think were very good. If it's something you like to do, make videos and do it. Don't worry what people are thinking. I mean, I probably look like a goof on this stream, but I'm going to do it because I kind of enjoy it. I've been enjoying hanging out with you guys here. Make sure you spread this around. Like I said, I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do this more in the future. I can't give you a schedule or anything, but share it around. I'd love to get more viewers, but even if I just hover around the the less than 10, I'm good with that. So that works. But yeah, actually, I have a friend out there who might be watching. He's not in the chat, but he might be watching. That he's been thinking about getting his channel. He's had his channel for a long time, just really not much. Well, he has two videos on there, but he really isn't involved in it. And he's gotten to think, well, maybe I'll do some vlogging or something. And I'm encouraging him to do that, just because, and not to worry about what people will think. Just do it if you like it. If you don't like making the videos, if you don't like the process, then you have no business doing it, because you need to do something. You need to do it because you like it, because there's no money in it. But great job, JunkMan. Looks like you do it and you keep it up. Yeah, I enjoy it. And Wood and Metal Shop, the only way to really make money is to go viral. Yeah, well, yes, getting a viral video is helpful, but you also have to keep your viewers coming back. And that's hard to do, because you got to keep coming up with content and everything on a regular basis. I mean, I look at some of the comedy channels and they got a video a day, and you got to have a backlog of stuff to do that. Technically, I do have some kind of viral videos. My idle mixture video, my carburetor actually, I found out anything that deals with carburetors on my channel does very well. I mean, just the idle mixture video is, I think I get 1,500 to, about 1,500 views a day just on that one video, and it's getting close to being over 1 million views just in itself. And then my other carburetor one, gets maybe gets about 1,000, and my other ones get about 1,000 and stuff, and then they kind of taper off from there. But it seems like anything dealing with a carburetor gets a lot of views and gets a lot of watch time. Like, they're watching all the way through, and I guess that's good, because it means that I am presenting valuable information, and which was my goal. But like I say, you never know unless people give you feedback, and I'm always getting positive feedback on those kind of videos. And like I said, I never set out to make a video like that. I set out to put the information out there. If a couple people watch it, get some information, and it helps them out, that's all I was making it for. But you're right, Wood and Metal. To kickstart your channel, you got to make something that goes viral. But you don't want to. Of course, it's a little different now, where watch time's the big deal. But they used to call it view whoring, which was, pick a short, 30-second kind of clip video, or make a 30-second, 45-second clip or video of something that's just outrageous or whatever. That's why you have a lot of old fail videos that still keep popping up on Fail Army's compilations, because that stuff, it's quick, it's easily digestible. But actually, now just those clips on their own, those wouldn't if you're purely doing it for money, those aren't going to make you a lot of money, but they will get your channel some notoriety. But YouTube's algorithms change that it doesn't weigh a lot of heavily on the actual views. It's all how long you watch through. So and that's going back to my story about making videos in YouTube, and I'm always behind the curve. I have not kept up at all with trying to follow those kind of video well, I don't want to say marketing, but video creation trends. Like, I should have been doing this live streaming thing 3 years ago when they first brought it to YouTube, and I was approved for it then. I should have been doing it back then, getting on the board, or doing Twitch or something, like streaming on Twitch or something. I should have been doing that. I should have been creating, my vlogs and things weekly, daily, something that people could look forward to. But that's the thing. I'm not in it for the money or even the quote unquote e-fame. Just, I make a video when I feel like it, and so that's why somebody earlier asked the question, when are you going to put this up and that up? Yeah, it's kind of when I feel like it, and I do like to try to please the viewers, but I got to make the content that I enjoy making, or that I want to make and see up there. And that's the tip I've kind of given this friend of mine who's just thinking about kind of getting started. I says, just make a video. Don't worry about trying to make it perfect or do it right the first time. Just start putting them out there. And Wood and Metal, we've conversed, on a different site, kind of about the same thing. And I enjoy your videos, actually. They're informative, and I like to watch them. But those are the kind of videos that I like to watch. Real people doing real things, and that's kind of what like I said, this other friend of mine who's been kind of asking me about, getting started and things, and he wants to do more vlogging. So just do it. You can always delete the video. I mean, that's the thing. Everything's permanent on the internet, but then it's not in a way. I mean, depends on how you want to look at it that way. As long as you're confident, and I hope I'm coming off confident in this stream here. But well, it's getting up on I've been streaming about 50 minutes. We're getting up on an hour here. I think I'm gonna call this one good. This will be archived on my channel, so you can go back and watch through it if you want. And that's why I kind of put the chat in the window here, so you guys who participated, and I thank you very much, can go and watch yourself comment if you want, and in the video, and see yourself on YouTube, and you knew when it was live because you were in there. So I thank you for everybody who was in here, who participated. I thank even the ones that didn't participate but are watching behind the scenes. And like I said, I hope the stream was stable for you, and I hope the quality was good enough. I'll take suggestions on topics for future streams, because I've decided I am going to do this again. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed setting it up. I enjoyed playing around. Hopefully I can get more interaction, get a few more people in here. But it was enjoyable. So, you can contact me by Facebook, my Twitter. Those are up here and here. If you're on either of those platforms, of course, you can comment on any video, or on my channel. You can go to my website, comment anywhere on any page in the comments section if you want. I also have this on a blog posting on my website, so you can post a comment there. I got a bunch of different ways you can get in contact with me if you got ideas, or like those of you who ask questions about working on your bike and you need some extra help, because I can't give you the help right here at this second, but I'll type back to you, and maybe I'll see you again in another stream, and you can tell me how it went, and you can ask your questions there. I'm always happy to answer them. So that's about it. I'm gonna call this one done. So thanks, everybody. Subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. Share this channel out there. Tell your friends. And when you see the link come up that I'm going to be going live again, share it out to your friends. I'd like to see some more people in here. So, until next time, thanks for watching.